club I started off at was Dudley Institute. It was around the corner in Penny Lane. And someone had decided that they'd nicked the lead off the roof, which was great. The club owner wouldn't spend any money. He thought, I'll just get a bucket and I'll suspend it with a nail over the table. And obviously, we were the butt of all the jokes. When all the away teams used to come and see it, there was a bucket there, and you could be playing in the match and it'd be plop, plop, going into this thing. And of course, no one ever thought to empty it, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? So we're playing there, top of the table, league clash one night. Of course, it's raining outside like stair rods. All of a sudden, plop, 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 next minute, bosh. Rain comes out the top, bucket comes off, smashes all over the table, gallon of water all over the place. And of course, at that time, you had a little thing when you played the matches, you used to have to fill in your score sheet, and on the other side was the address, and you used to put a stamp on, and you'd send your score off to the secretary, and we just wrote, rain stops play.
Whoever sends a cheque, I obviously can't work out where the money's got to go. I think my cheques has gone to another Mark Williams quite a few times, I think. I remember the one where I won the Masters. I think, if I remember rightly, I think he actually phoned me and said, I've got a cheque for, I think it was 220,000 or something, year fee or something. And I'm like, what's happened? And they've sent the winner's cheque to the other Mark Williams, who had the same name as me, and he was a pro, and he'd done it, I think, 3 or 4 times. And I said, why don't you cash it and see what happens? He said, oh, I'd love to.
I moved to London. I was with my friend, and we used to stay in his mother's auntie's house in Turnham Green. But we used to get free snooker in Ilford Snooker Centre, which was across the other side of London. There's actually 34 stops on the district line. I'll never ever forget it. We'd play all day there, free time, and then of course we'd have to make the journey all the way back. And of course we never had much money. We used to have a big fry up in the morning time in the snooker club for £2. And of course I'll never forget the journey all the way back. It took about an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4. So it was there and back an hour and a half, 3/4. So it was almost 3 hours of travelling time. And I'll never forget, all we could afford every single night was banana sandwiches. We'd buy a bunch of bananas and a big like sliced pan loaf, and we'd make banana sandwiches every single night. And that went on for quite a while. I think we had to stop with the banana sandwiches when we start growing hair, where we weren't used to growing hair.
The 147 break at the Crucible wins you £147,000 currently. I think the first player to do that was Stephen Hendry. It's been done subsequently many times. First player to make £100,000 was Jimmy White at the Crucible when he made his 147 break. The first 147 at the Crucible, Cliff Thorburn, sunk to his knees, and I believe he won £25,000. But a quiz question that some people get wrong is who made the first televised 147 break? Not boasting, but it was me, in the Lada Cars Classic back in 1982. And I got a Lada. That was the prize. The tournament after was £100,000. The tournament before was £100,000. And I made my 147 break in the Lada Cars Classic, when a Lada car was a Lada car.